where I noticed that when they announced, because normally they should announce who were the polling agents of the party who has signed the results. What happened is they count box by box, and all the polling agents must sign that this is the true number of votes that this particular person had before it is announced, before it is sent to the IEC and announced. All the parties. So they go party by party, candidate by candidate, each your box they count, and then it is signed by all the party agents. I realized that in two different administrative areas, they announced the name of two people in two polling stations. And I was wondering, how is it possible that polling that is going simultaneously, countrywide, that you can be a polling agent in one polling station, bureau, and at the same time be at another one and sign it. Now, what are they? That is not possible. But because these people were denied, kicked out, when the governor, deputy governor, the governor intervened and called the IEC, they told them, in fact, he decided, this deputy governor decided to go and represent us at one of the polling stations. After voting has gone on from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. So, I think what happened was, after that particular polling station agents were, party representatives were allowed in, they told him that there's another place also where they kicked out our people. So he decided also to go to that particular polling station. So it happened also in Basse administrative area. Now, on Saturday, I started making investigations to find out why 360,000 people didn't vote. Then we realized so many abnormalities. One, the voter register, what they call the master register, which is prepared by the IEC. This time around, we realized that the IEC that prepared the voters' cards have all the numbers of every voter, all the numbers of voters' cards. For some strange reason this year, you go to a polling station with your valid voter's card, only to find that your name is correct, the picture on the voter register is correct, the master register is correct at the polling station, but there's a different number that is put on the voter register, which is different from the number on your card that you have. And on the basis of that, they were told that they cannot vote. In previous elections, if you have a valid voter's card and you go to a polling station, you are allowed to vote because that is, they will always say that there is an error in the computation of the number on the master register. So you are allowed to vote. This time around, they kick people out. Also, we realized that at certain polling stations where we were not represented, they were telling the people that the opposition has already won, so there is no point in you voting, or you either go and add to the votes of the opposition. So some people, being angry with that, decided to go home. But also, there's one very big town, which is almost the size of Serekunda, Mr. Achieve may know, which has always voted massively for us. And every election, because the town is so big, when in fact people were voting from 8 a.m. to 6 o'clock, it has, for the past 4 elections, had 6 polling stations. The town is called Garawal. This time around, they decided to put only 1 polling station. The chief contacted the IEC and said, made it very clear, look, we always have 6 polling stations. Why is it that this time we are having only 1 polling station? They said this is the way it is. And we are not adding any polling station. So imagine from 8 a.m. to 5 o'clock, only 1 polling station for a town that is as big as Serekunda. And the IEC refused the request of the administrative officer, that is the chief, the district chief, who the villagers were appealing to to make sure that they give them back the 6 polling stations. They said no, they are not going to do it. Thereby disenfranchising our supporters from voting. So, and this is a repetition. Okay, in any polling, any election anywhere in the world, if by the time of closing the polls, you have people that have lined up at the polling station, you allow them to vote. This time around, people were coming in to vote, also considering distances in the provinces where some people have to go maybe 2 kilometers. They came, they lined up, and they were told that their time is up, and they kicked them out, which is also unacceptable. So this is the situation that we are challenging. We want to make sure that everybody votes in the elections. Everybody is given the right to vote freely. And so we rejected the results, and I reject the results up to today. Now, there are also other factors that that transpired, that of course we will talk later off the camera. And so what we are asking for is not for the IEC to declare me the winner. I cannot do that, because already everything is messed up. And so if I want a conflict, then that's the only time I say I'm the winner, because it is not clear. They have already made it clear that the results are, no matter what we do, it's not going to change the result. But at the same time also, they announced two results. After announcing the first one, they then came back the same day, both of which were also signed by the IEC chairman. And then they came and said, this is what has happened. Now, it is unacceptable. So, what we are asking for is to go back to the electorate under an completely independent electoral commission that would supervise the elections as we used to do before without having any problem, and allow every Gambian to vote. But it is abnormal that you set up a time frame. In any country, anywhere in the world, I've been watching elections. If people are already at the polling station, you allow them to vote. But this time around, people were lined up to vote, and they were told that they cannot vote because time was up, and they closed prematurely. So the whole system, as I said, was set up, and even before the elections, there were statements being made. Oh, this time around, yeah, I must go. I will only go when the Gambian people say so. Now, the interesting bit, the ECOWAS team came here, and I explained to them, gave them the documents to that effect, what has happened, and why I decided to reverse my early acceptance to non-acceptance based on the facts. I will not cheat, but I will not be cheated. Justice must be done. And the only way justice can be done is to reorganize elections so that every Gambian votes, and that's the only way we can resolve the matter peacefully and fairly. All the previous elections, including the 2011 elections, I have defeated all the political parties combined by almost, most of the time, 200,000 votes. And it kept increasing every year. Before the election, even hostile foreign press were saying that there's going to be an election that the incumbent is expected to win easily. Now, when I accepted, they made praises about me. But when I now realized that I've been cheated, and I said, no, I'm not going to accept this result, they called me all sorts of names. I don't care. ECOWAS came here, and in fact, there's one also sacrosanct principle of the ECOWAS Charter. That is the non-interference in the internal affairs of member states, which in this case has been violated. They came and I explained to them, they said they were going to have a meeting in Abuja. But before they came also, we have documents from a foreign government saying that they are going to send those people a government that is not even an African country. They are going to send those people to talk to me, not to change my mind, otherwise there's going to be bloodshed. So in order to avoid bloodshed, I must accept what I earlier said and also leave the country. That I should leave the country and take a break. Who are they to tell me to leave my country? Because if I stay around, I may interfere with the democratization process. This country has been independent since 1965. And they want me to leave my country. Who are they to tell me to leave my country? So this is the situation. I sent representatives. I was told, I made it very clear what my position is. They said they're going to have a meeting in Abuja. But apparently, the document we got from a foreign government asking me to leave or there will be bloodshed, and that they are sending those people. They didn't say ECOWAS, they said they are sending those people. The names, the countries were listed that they are coming, even before we got official notification that they are coming. So they came and I explained to them. They met with me first and then went to meet the other side. They came back and said, well, yes, despite all what you said, the results they announced are the will of the Gambian people. I said, how the hell do you know that this is the will of the Gambian people? When 360,000 have not voted, 40% of the registered voters didn't vote for the first time. You tell me this is the will of the Gambian people. And they made it very clear that they made a mistake by transposing all votes cast in an administrative area to Adama Barrow, thereby swelling his votes nationally. They didn't say regionally, they said nationally. They said, well, you know, we spoke to the IEC, we spoke to the other side, and this is the will of the government. I made it very clear I will not accept it. And that's where I stand up to today. They said they were going to have a meeting in Abuja Saturday, and they asked me whether I would attend. I made it very clear I'm not attending, but I'm sending a representative. Now, already the meeting was a formality. In fact, before those people came, the ECOWAS group, you see headlines saying, UN said Jammeh must step down immediately. The so-called president-elect also was embodied and saying, no, Jammeh must step down immediately. I will not step down. Because this is disrespectful of our constitution, which says a transition period of 60 days. Even if he had won legally, I have 60 days transition to hand over. So, what is the role of the UN to now go around and say, Jammeh must step down immediately? And then they also brought foreign security for him, without informing me. I'm still the president and commander-in-chief of this country. They brought foreign security to secure him because he has no confidence in the Gambia armed forces. So, anyway, to cut a long story short, this is what has happened. And we made it clear, I made it very clear to the delegation that came. In fact, I think it was, they told me to send a representative, only for the representative to be told that, yes, we ECOWAS, there are also other ECOWAS members that that disagree with this decision. That yes, Jammeh must hand over, and on the 19th of January, we ECOWAS, all ECOWAS heads of state will be in Banjul to see the inauguration of the president-elect. ECOWAS. This is violating one rule that says non-interference in the internal matters of countries. And what did they say? Knowing that we have a strong case, they said, irrespective, in fact, we should not go to the court. And irrespective of the court decision, if you proceed, they know that I'm going to proceed. Irrespective of the court decision, they will enforce the December 1 election result.